舞い散る雪の行き着く場所、少しずつ減りながら今色鮮やかな世界へと長い長い歳月古く古く語り継ぎ遠く遠く空に遥か遥か伊豆場所暖かい日差しを受けて桃色の花びらが飛び舞い散る雪の季節がまた終わりを告げるよ西洋ふらふらに現れてくる何もない木々に新緑の目が咲き華やかな景色好き通る七色まとい
I'm looking for. Yeah, that'll do for now. That's in power mode 2. Mad acceleration. Oh, that's that guy. He likes to take pictures of trucks. He likes to stand next to the big road up here, and he'll watch all the trucks and takes pictures of them and stuff. He's like a otaku, I guess you'd call it. Dresses quite well actually. I like his clothes. I'm going to go down the railway line. I tend not to go this way north because I have to cross town to go up Silverstone Way, so don't go that way as often. And once you get on that road, it's hard to get off it. It's like it doesn't really like. It's quite a fast sort of fairly busy road. And once you're on it, you're sort of locked into it. Yeah, you're sort of locked into it. I think it's school holidays at the moment because the cleaning girl who comes to our house, she's about my age. She was here earlier this morning than usual. She usually does that when it's school holidays. I mean, we pay her, but she's sort of like part of our family by this point. Like, do you know what I mean? Someone my mum like found. She lives on the other side of town near my nan. She's lived in Buckingham all her life and whatever. Went to the same schools as I did and whatever. I think she's a bit older than me, like a couple of years. Yeah, she's alright. But yeah, so to get up Stowe Avenue, I have to cross the centre of town, which is, you know, busy with traffic. Sometimes I'll just go straight through the middle of town, but I prefer not to. So I've got to come down here, you see. This is another way I can get there. Those are all refugee people. They weren't here this time last year. So far, I don't know if they've caused any trouble. They're probably just glad to be here, but obviously the politics of that are complicated and I don't want to go into it. But my perspective is there's a social contract, and when someone works and pays taxes, grows up here, works hard, it's not fair to just take that wealth and give it to someone else. And not to mention all the other concerns like urbanisation and where are you going to put these people? We'll have to build more houses. It causes a strain on the infrastructure, doctors, schools, all that. Yeah, it's fairly self-explanatory. But I don't blame them for coming here. You know, if they grew up in a really difficult place, then you know, if someone offers you a better life, you're obviously gonna come here, isn't it? You know, you can't blame them. And you know, if I was an African person like starving or something, and someone said you can come and live in a hotel, you'll have the best food, you can't even imagine it. Of course you're gonna take it if you can. Right, now I've gone the wrong way. I've got to cross I've got to cross the centre of town, so what I can do is go around the edge of town, I'm basically going around the side of the town centre. Started with about 90% battery, 81 point something volts. I don't really remember any in my primary school. Handsome looking guy. So yeah, I've sort of skirted around the edge of town now. That is a lot of traffic. It's usually not too bad along here. You have to be very careful though, because you've got young foreign drivers. Down that way they've built like hundreds of new houses, no, maybe thousands. It's down, you got paint, that used to be the edge of town just past this bridge. Well, and then you got an estate on the left, you got the dry cleaners, the old Belgian church. And then past the paint factory on the right hand side, my granddad used to have his allotment there, so I spent a lot of time down there. Like digging big holes in the ground. I like to dig big holes in the ground and then go down into the hole and stuff like that. I remember having like bonfires and things. Had all sorts of plants. They had a lot of grasshoppers there in the summer. I remember hearing the grasshoppers in the field and finding them along the pathway. Grandad was a very traditional person. You know, my grandparents, the way they lived, we would call them like preppers nowadays. The way they lived, yeah, we would call them preppers, but that's just how they lived, right? You can see how busy the traffic is. You have to be an experienced cyclist to stay out of danger. When I was younger, I used to play this online game. There's loads of them. Trying to talk here. I used to play this online game, and a lot of people from Europe I was in this like group, this guild of players. And one of them was this like urban guy from, I think he was from like Farnborough or somewhere near London. And yeah, he grew up in a sort of urban way, you can tell, like. And he actually got run over by a truck or something while he was on a bike. And it made him impotent. Yeah, dude had a lot of issues. He was quite alcoholic, I think. And he just used to play this game all the time when we played with him. There's a lot of cool people in that I met on that game. Yeah. It was a long time ago though, that was in 2007. Some of these cars are going, excuse me, some of these cars are going to Stoke, not all of them. Some of them will be going to the villages, and some of the villages have got bigger, like Silverstone where I'm heading towards. Let's open her up a bit. miles per hour, 39 maybe. I've done, Jesus, look at all these cars. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's Stowe up there where I used to do volunteer work when I was young, when I was a teenager. I did my work experience up there. I painted a lot of like fence posts alongside this road here. I don't think they're there anymore. Painted them white. I'll go this way for a change. I often go that way because it's quieter. You can see how fast I am now. I've lost that 10 kilograms in 6 weeks because I was ill, basically. I've always been chemical sensitive since I became ill. Due to chronic fatigue syndrome, I've been chemical sensitive for like 5 years. See all these cans here? Look, there's loads of them. See them all? I don't know if you can. I just noticed them. They're all a lot of alcohol cans and energy drinks. That's a McDonald's cup. Look, there's so many. Look, McDonald's. There's another can. Yeah, so I've been chemical sensitive for about 5 or 6 years now. But in the past 2 months, I became like hypersensitive to chemicals, and I don't really know why exactly. But I started to be able to smell the tumble dryer from upstairs. So the tumble dryer is like right round the back of the house in the kitchen downstairs near the garage door. I could smell it through the kitchen door and then up the stairs and then through another door in my spare bedroom. And it just kind of got worse and worse. I started sleeping on the sofa sometimes. Look at all these cans, you see them. Another thing is my mum kept spraying Febreze and air fresheners and stuff, and cleaning sprays like Sif and stuff. And look at them all, look at all these cans, there's like 10 Red Bull cans there. Yeah, I told her to stop for like months and she wouldn't. And it's probably that's part of what made me more and more ill. I'll go fast down here. It's a HS2, I think. Could be anything. They're urbanising the whole area, installing like speed meters on roads and things, widening the roads, painting them, adding more signs. It's been really obvious. Oh look, road closed there. That's the entrance to Stowe School, and used to be the main entrance to the landscape gardens. There were so many cars and I felt unsafe, so I tried to like pull over to the side of the road here, and I sort of fell down that bank a little way, and I sort of the chain ring of the bike went like into my ankle. Wasn't fun. Took like a chunk out of my ankle. Is on like almost every road now around here. and it's appeared like really suddenly as well. Like the past month, I didn't really notice it until this month. I didn't notice it like 3 months ago. On this road is quite dangerous. It used to be a quiet road, like most of the roads around it. But certain roads, you notice like the traffic increases more than others. So whereas some of them are still absolutely fine. With the more cans there, see them? Pristine Red Bull can. So that's how you can tell these cans weren't thrown there in summertime, because you could think maybe I just started noticing them because the plants died down. Well, no, they wouldn't be like right on the edge of the road like that. And some of them I see them like in farmers' fields, like certain fields that I know grow well that had no rubbish. It's like on an open field like this, almost just bare earth, these cans have just been thrown onto it. At 78, so I've gone down 3 volts now. This is the bike where I tend to run out of battery on. This is the only bike I've ever run out of battery on, so I have to be careful. I just keep it in 2 from now on. Even just going in 2, I get up to like 20 miles per hour, 21 at full battery though, so. There's a nice house at the end of that road there. It reminds me of it's like a woodlandy sort of house. Reminds me of like Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. There's a trail across there. You can actually go down there. There's a lot of gates though. It's quite rough. It's not great, but I went down there once. It takes you to Stowe around the back way, and Akeley Wood around the back. It's quite a steep hill here. Auntie used to own a farm down here. Helicopter there, probably from Silverstone. Auntie used to on the left hand side, it's further along. Called Red Ditches Farm. That massive thing used to be a fountain, and I heard it was like powered by. I wondered how did they shoot the water out if it was no electricity and stuff back then, because we're talking hundreds of years ago. Apparently they used like the force of a waterfall, diverted some of the water or something, and the force of the gravity, they could sort of redirect that and use it to push the water upwards, right? Imagine like a water mill turning a pump. It's cool, isn't it? I heard that from this farmer guy that we know. Go down here. I haven't been down here for a long time, a long time. It was Auntie Phyllis was my aunt's name, and I don't remember much of her before she was ill, but she had a stroke when she was like in her 40s or 50s, and just completely changed her. She was very couldn't communicate very well. She sort of became old before her time, I guess you'd say. Is that the golf club? Is that a kestrel? Yeah, this is the red ditch as well. It's all gated off. Yeah, it's got a gate on it. There's the golf course. But yeah, that is the farm there, but it's like got a metal gate on there. There's a chicken. It's a chicken farm. This is the forest. I haven't been in there for a while. I wanted to take my cousin back there, another Red Bull can. I wanted to take my cousin back in there because there's this trail, another one. There's this trail right around the back. And I showed it to my cousin, but it was getting dark. We went there when it was like almost dark. We just went to like the start of the trail. I think he got the idea of what it's like, but they're building a lot of new factories and offices or whatever, research things for Silverstone and car industry here, automotive industry. It was quite quiet along here, it used to be. They've started in the past few years. They've built so much. It was fairly like stable before that. That's the Silverstone racetrack over there. We can hear the cars from our town when it's a race day, even though it's like, I don't know, 6 miles away or something, because the left hand goes down to a dual carriageway. Aston Martin entrance, like they're building a lot there as well. They're building something there as well. Wow, look at it all. Wow. Trying to run me off the road then. It was busy here. There's actually there's another woods here to the north. See if I can find this back road where there's another woods actually down here. Yeah, there's like 3. What am I doing? I need to get in that wood. Where does this go? I want to get down there though. This is a confusing road layout. Oh, is that just a one way? Is this a one-way road? It's confusing that. Yeah, so this is the woods I've never been in, this part of the woods, from this side. I've tried approaching it from the other side. See where it goes. Here's the car park. I wasn't really going to go off-road today, but since I'm here I thought I might as well have a look. I don't really want to get a puncture, and I don't want too many bumps. I'll just have a little look what the trails are like and stuff. Yeah, it's very bumpy, which I don't appreciate at the moment. It's muddy as well. Look. I think I'll have to come back here. It's nice though. Whereas if this was 10-20 years ago, there probably wouldn't be anyone here, hardly ever, you know, except for the foresters and stuff. There's one of these big channels. It's quite pretty. One of these big channels. You see those in the other woods as well. I don't know if it's where a tree had fallen or water sort of coursed through. Is this a shelter or a fire? Someone trying to make a fire? Or? Don't know. It has to repair the damage from it. Alright, that's the edge there. That's the edge of the woods there. So we've reached the back corner. Or a very smooth ride away like this. Oh, look. Oh, it goes on forever, doesn't it? Where this goes. It just keeps going. I think I'll head back this way now. I hope this joins up with the big trail, big gravel bit that I saw that guy walking down when I first came in. I haven't gone that far from the entrance, so if I just follow these main tracks, I should find the way back. Oh look, some like bunker things. Oh look at this, wow, it's like an abandoned building. Look at that. It's a haunted house. Okay. Wonder what that was used for. Did someone live here maybe? Possibly, the forester might have lived there. It's like something from like the Ukraine or something, with Chernobyl. It's pretty cool, right? There's a biker. Yeah, I don't really know what's helped me. I sort of seem to be breaking out of it now a bit. I'm less chemical sensitive today. Past few days I've felt more like my normal self, but I don't really know why. I've been taking like high dose vitamin C, like the recommendation is like 700 IUs a day, and they sell the tablets in Tesco's like 1,000 or 2,000. I've slowly built up, and now I'm taking like 20,000 a day. After after studying about it a bit, watching videos, apparently that's okay. It's okay to take that much, especially if you don't do it for too long and you aren't taking a lot of calcium. If you aren't eating a lot of calcium, but yeah, you have to take like 50,000 or more for a long time and eat a lot of calcium to have problems. I think this is the entrance where I came in. So, oh, look at that, someone's stuck. See that? That's interesting. It's like some ritual, like tribes ritual thing. Bit creepy, maybe. Yeah, I also I figured out I was basically being poisoned by the dishwasher tablets. I'd started to become sensitive to them. And I was like flushing bright red, and my face felt like it was burning after I fried eggs in a frying pan that had been washed in the dishwasher. Because the chemicals in these tablets, they're probably hydrophobic, so they absorb into the oil on the frying pan. But yeah, I started being able to smell the dishwasher. It smelled like sort of like a cheap, fake flowery scent. That road's got a lot narrower here. Oh, he's in the passing bay. Oh. I didn't see the passing bay. I don't know this road very well. Another one. This is a back road through the village. Yeah, so I was very ill over Christmas and I was really having a hard time, but I did get settled into the living room and I spent all of January in there, and I was okay. I was sleeping on the sofa. I was connecting my PC to the big TV, and I was played games for weeks, and finished a game that I've been playing for a long time, and yeah, I was doing okay. But then I started to, my mum was washing someone else's clothes, and I started to react to fabrics in the living room because of that. So because I was exposed to different chemicals, I started to become sensitive to them, and had to remove all the fabrics from the living room, and that solved my headache, because I was getting a headache more in one corner of the room, more on one side of the room than the other, so that was a clue. But I've been buying various air purifiers and stuff to try those, and you know, they were somewhat helpful. I had two different ones that I was using in the living room, and with one of them, I was fine with it for maybe 5 days or something, or a week, and then something happened. I did too much exercise or too much riding off-road or something, and started to become sensitive to that, and started to smell like a sort of noxious, toxic cocktail of chemicals coming out of it, which is weird because it's supposed to purify the air, but what the filters are made of, and the glues and stuff inside the filter, what it's glued together with and stuff, we can become sensitive to that. So when we're chemical hypersensitive, it's a disease or a syndrome called multiple chemical sensitivity, and it's fairly uncommon, but a lot of people with chronic diseases seem to get it, like Lyme disease especially. Look at this view across here. These clouds of flies here. That's the end of Silverstone now. I'll just show you. Yeah, I have an idea where I can go back home. This is it. This is the forest I've been to this twice now. Once on the mountain bike, which I showed on video. Second time was on the stealth bomber, like 6 months ago, something. Might have even been on October. But I went all around here and it was quite nice. It's quite muddy in places though. And then I came out the back side of it, and it was very difficult actually to get. There's the trail through there. Before I went all the way down here on the stealth bomber, all the way down this long bridleway, all the way down there. Yeah, come out the back eventually after I'd gone around various trails, and I was out in the fields basically, and had a job trying to get back to the road, and I basically met this like Rastafarian looking guy, and he was sort of walking around, and I was like, what? I was confused, and he said like that he owns some of the land or something, and I was trying to like I was asking for like where is the because it was marked as like a byway on the map, which is like a huge the biggest type of off-road thing. It's supposed to be the easiest way, the easiest type, so that's what I was looking for. But I had a real hard time finding it. This person up there who wearing blue. Yeah, I just bombed it down here on the stealth bomber. And then that sort of took me into the middle of the forest. But I can't tell if that person's facing me or not. I think they're facing me. Deep forest. I'll have to bring Nathan back here. I'll have to bring Nathan in. It's quite a good little forest to ride around actually, this part. I started at like 90% battery. So I can't have done more than like 15 miles. It feels more like, he didn't indicate. It feels more like 12, 13 miles maybe. See, that guy didn't indicate, he just pulled out. I thought he was going this way. Yeah, and I've got 74 volts now, so I've lost 7 volts. Yeah, over 7 volts. It might just be on my other bike, on my stealth bomber. It's like when I get down to around 72 volts, I have like a non-linear zone where I actually have quite a lot of capacity in that zone between like 72 and 70 volts. Whereas with this bike, I think it's more linear. This village is Whittleberry. It's actually where my nan used to live here, apparently, when she first came over from Ireland. Because she's from Southern Ireland on the coast, I think, County Cork, and traffic's always busy here nowadays. A big water tower over there, never noticed that. But she lived here apparently, but she doesn't have the Irish accent. I think she was like 6 when she came here. Something. There's Whittleberry Hall there. That's where we had our sixth form A-levels like leaving prom thing, dinner and like dance thing in this big hall. Motorbike with 2 riders. I did push it a bit. I went up to speed 4 in like one section on Longstow Avenue. See all these alcohol cans along here as well. As I said, it's like almost every road. There's more. There's another one. Red Bull can. There's another can. There's another can. There's another one in Edge. There's a crushed one. There's another one, like a Coke can. There's another one, like coffee, like a cold coffee vending machine coffee. There's another one, a blue one. There's a Red Bull. There's loads here. As I said, I didn't know. I would have noticed these last winter, but I didn't notice any of them. The fields behind there link up with the back of Akeley Woods. There's so many cans. I'm seeing more and more. There's another one. There's another one. There's plastic bottles as well, like water bottles sometimes. But it is mostly alcohol and energy drink cans and Pepsi and Coke. What was I saying? Yeah. There's a road to Paulsbury? Yeah, I remember riding down here, don't know when it was, about 2 years ago, on my mountain bike. It's coming the other direction, it was sort of an evening. I was going through this area. I wondered, to me it kind of looked like the Australian outback or something, or like the African savannah. I don't know what you call it. I thought there's loads of deer over there. But yeah, I wondered if you could sort of ride out into these woods and stuff. I'm not sure. I don't know. probably cycled up here a long time ago as well. On my regular bike, like 10 years ago, I probably cycled all the way up here. Yeah, I had a closer look recently and it's all been closed off, or it's... See, that was one of the places where you could get in, but now it's closed off. Look at that beautiful white tree there, sticking out there. So there's another couple of gates that have been closed up. They're like new gates, I think. Nice quiet road. It's probably rougher than it used to be. A lot more rubbish as well. You can still see the lovely trees. Look at this one. Got horse box. Can't see that white tree that I've seen before. It's just sticking out. You can get past. A beautiful white tree, but you see they've fenced it off here as well, and this is new. This wasn't like this here, wasn't like this. I don't know why they fenced it off. Stop thieves maybe. People like camping in there. But I was doing some trail exploring. There's a gravel bridleway that goes up over there, takes you to Whalebury eventually, but it's a big area here of like not much here, a lot of woods and stuff, got fishing ponds, and yeah, I went out into there last year, got a bit lost. This is here is where one of the exits comes out, down there. I went across there. But the first time I went the other way. Look at those fields there. We've got a car rushing up behind me. They're not appreciating the landscape. I don't like cars. See, it's cars that have allowed all this litter throwing. Oh, so that doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel right. I'm feeling wobble on my... It's not the back tyre. Yeah, I might have a flat back tyre. That's not good. I don't have the gear that I need to repair it. Something feeling very wobbly. Yeah. It's feeling very wobbly. Something's not right. God damn it.